All right, Shalom. Testing, testing, testing. Shalom, shalom. All right. All praises be to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh is who people call God. Yahweh Shai is who people call Jesus. Double honor to the apostles over the great millstone church. Salutations as well to the elder bishops. Shalom to the rest of you elders and Akim. Also, the branches hold forth this true word for true life and all true faith and sincerity. So, just a quick message to the people. You know, just on how high alert right now, and going into the title. Now's the time to be, or so I'm putting this lesson out. So this message out, which is seen in the title, is now's the time to be seeking the Lord more than ever before. All right. Now's the time to be seeking the Lord more than ever before. Because I'm gonna really just get to the scripture. So let's go to, bear with me. All right. Isaiah 55:6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. You know, which you want to call on the Lord for strength, for salvation, for guidance, to get on his get right list, to allow him to guide you to get right. Ultimately, so you get off his, hit list, because it's a lot of destruction that's appointed for all these people. All right, that have no clue about anything that's going on, this even being a thing. These people have no clue about what's getting ready to come to the Lord. I mean, come to the earth by the Lord. All right, we already know the Lord is he got all this stuff going on. A lot of evil is about to happen in these cities, as it tells us when you go to the book of Amos. Let's just jump there real quick. Amos chapter 3, for those that don't know. And I'm gonna just keep this to the point. You see, right? It says right here, all the tribes are guilty. Can't make this up. This is Amos 3. I'm gonna jump to the point, verse 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? All right. And the trumpet is really the words, of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, who people call God and Jesus Christ, coming out, regarding what he gonna do, how mad he is, what's gonna happen by way of the men. All right. That's why I says we could just jump there real quick. Isaiah, for those that's just new, 58. So I'm gonna try to keep this to the point. This is Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgression. See that? So where is transgression known at? In the scriptures. You know, what's the reward for transgression? You know, it's gorgeous. All right. Which we'll get that in Second Ezra. I want to say that's the 16th chapter. And the house of Jacob, their sins. All right. And the reason why that's important, before we go back, we not get too deep, to Amos 3. When you go to Psalms chapter 107 and verse 17, fools because of their transgression, fools because of their transgression and because of their iniquities, which is sin, are afflicted. Afflicted by what? The things that's going to come upon the earth, that happens on the earth. So meaning you able to be caught up in these times. All right. In these different events, these different catastrophic events that could take place. Evil is able to befall you. You see? So this is why I titled this, Seek Ye the Lord while he may be found. Now is the time to seek the Lord more than ever before. You know, and the subtitle being Get Right or Get Got and Get Left. See that? Get right or get got and get left. This is a million ways and reasons why people is going to be you will be able to be taken by these evils that are to come. All right. And it's simply going to come down to you not being right. You doing things that's off. You know, you moving out of season. You're not making the amends, you know. You're not making amends to the Lord. You're not making amends with things. You know, you're not fixing things in your life, so you're able to get got. You know, you never aligning yourself with wisdom. You going according to the wisdom of this world. You being without wisdom. All right, and that's a lot of people. So people gonna have themselves places they ain't supposed to be. You know, still ain't repented from stuff. Still ain't changed stuff. You know, so they gonna be on the Lord's hit list. You know, when it comes to when he comes to make amends, you know, when it comes to his way of making amends, you know, because there's a lot of people doing wrong, you know, doing wrong on earth, doing wrong as leaders, as believers, as brothers, as just people on the earth, you know, as rulers, these damn devils, so-called white man, you know, as you know, sons and daughters of the Heavenly Father, you know, as brothers, believers, sisters, wives, husbands. You see that? So now is the time to be correcting all that. That's why I have this again titled as "Now's the time to be seeking the Lord more than ever." Get right or get got, right? Or get left, man. So let's just go ahead and go back. This is Amos 3. As I said, I'm gonna keep this simple in 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city? And it's the warning right now. See that? The Lord is showing you through his men. Cry aloud, Isaiah 58:1. Spare not. Tell them us like it is, man. You sitting around here being a piece of crap. You sitting out around here not making, you know, adjustments and moves you need to make. Cut off people you need to cut off. You know, learn the things you need to learn. You know what I'm saying? Pray more, start offending less. You know, getting hotter. That's all dealing with seeking the Lord, man. Like I said, being a better believer, better brother, better everything. You know what I'm saying? Man of the Lord, so-called women out there, sisters, you few sisters and mothers and wives and soon to be wives and all of this stuff, you know. You're gonna get took out of that lot or get kept from that lot if you don't get right, because you gonna end up getting got and you're gonna get left. You're gonna get took out, you're not gonna be able to escape, and then you're gonna get left from the ultimate thing you need to escape from, which is those missiles coming. When the chariots come to get the elect, whether they die in the truth, they went to sleep for a little bit just to be woken up and beamed up first and finally see the downfall of this place, because this shit is gonna go down, man. Everything is getting worse. You can see it, you can feel it. It's here. We are in the beginning of Jacob's trouble. You know what I'm saying? And this shit is only gonna get worse. So you're being warned, man. So again, fools, because of transgression, are afflicted, and they iniquities. So again, so cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. See, I'm gonna read too. Yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways. See, yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways. But yet, right, they hearing and they not doing. They seeing what's going on, but they not adjusting. I actually want to get one more too before I continue on. The Lord said, "Who is blind but his servant?" But I want to get this one first. This is Isaiah 56:10. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. See that? They cannot bark. A dog is supposed to warn you and alert. You know, so we being likened unto that, and we not. You got people out here seeing but ain't saying. You know, not rebuking, not repenting, not removing yourself, not bettering yourself. You know, and then you got watchmen doing the same thing. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark. Sleeping, lying down, right? Loving to slumber. You know, it says, yeah, they are greedy dogs which can never have enough, and they are shepherds that cannot understand. You're supposed to be leading the people. That's why it says that the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. You see? So we want to be mindful of how we lead, what and who and what we follow. You know what I'm saying? And making sure we following what and who we supposed to. All right. Better act like you a part of this flock upon led by the shepherds that the great shepherd left in charge till get back. Yeah, and that's Yahweh Shah. Okay. But it says they all look to their own, they all look to their own way. Everyone for his gain. See? From his quarter, and you gonna get got. So you caught up in all this other stuff, and you being put in position, you being warned to where you can go ahead, you know, and get out of the position you in and get into a better one. You still got opportunity to do that. You know, you would just be dumb if you didn't do that. If you play with that, you're gonna get got because you never got right, and you're gonna get left. All right. My first thing this shit again, but it says, "Come ye, say they, I will fetch wine, and we will fill ourselves with strong drink, and tomorrow shall be as this day, and much more." But must think this job is just gonna continue on as it is, and it's not. And I actually wanna before I Salaki, bear with me. Shalom out. Let me do this. I'm gonna go back to this. I'll go back to this. What's it called, real quick? This Amos 3. Okay. 1 second. All right. So let's go back to this Amos 3. So, the scriptures tell you what? Again, going back to Amos 3 and 6. So I can pull this up. Shall there be evil in a city? All right. Let's go to that. People have no damn clue, but it's on the way. You bet your bottom dollar on that. All right. But nonetheless, let's get it. Says what? Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city? See that? And the people not be afraid. Shall there be evil in the city? Shall there be evil in the city? Yes, it will be. And the Lord have not done it. See that? Of course not. Of course it would be the Lord that had done it, because he told us. And that's what the warning is. And that's why we seeing this thing is here, man. So I'm gonna actually get this side one real quick. Say that's Ezekiel. Got Jeremiah. So Ezekiel. With me. Yep, 18. Yep. And 31. It says, cast away from you all your transgressions, whereby ye have transgressed. See that? So cast away from you all your transgressions, whereby ye have transgressed. There it is. And make you a new heart and a new spirit, for why will ye die, O house of Israel? When you clearly don't have to. For I have no pleasure in the death of him that died, saith the Lord. Wherefore turn yourselves and live ye. The rest of these goddamn people gonna die, man. When this evil come to these cities. All right. So let's do one more. Shalom, Mark. Let's go to let's get that I got two more. Let's go to Second Ezra. Let's do that. Second Ezra 16. You should be looking to get right, get the hell out of Dodge and be in position to be saved and to not get got. Making amends. I want to actually get that word amends too. If somebody want to throw that up, that word amends. But anyway, this is Bob Kashar. But this is Second Ezra 16. And we'll jump to the point. It says, let's start at 14. It says, but behold, the plagues are sent. All right. Behold, the plagues are sent. Matter of fact, I'm actually start at 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. So the Lord, it's a hit list. You see, they're not gonna miss. They're gonna hit their target. They're gonna hit everybody on his hit list, every place on his hit list. The Lord he not playing, man. You gonna get got if you caught in the midst of this, man. All right. He said what? He said, it's a sword upon all the people, mingle in the midst thereof. All right. We about to get to the point we completely leaning on the Lord, man. Like, ain't gonna be no world left to use in a minute. All right. Let me read on. It says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. So we already know this is on the way. We seeing it. We've been knew this is on the way. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. And what's the foundation of the earth? What does that mean? What's that dealing with? That's talking about the core. That's talking about the root of the earth's problems. The earth being defiled of the inhabitants thereof. That's these wicked people. Who are as the ruler, who are as the manner of the ruler of the city, of the earth. The wicked, in whose hand the earth has been given. Job 9:24. So-called white man. But it says, and he being used to plot all this. This is just it's crazy. But it says, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, returning not backward. See, this thing it's only progressing forward. It's not going backwards. It's never gonna revert. This thing is never gonna go back to 2000 fucking whatever, 1990, 1920. It ain't gonna be. It's not happening. I don't give a dang what you see that's reminiscent or something. I don't care how many reruns, sequels they try to make, classics they try to bring back. The world has lost its youth. The 10 parts is gone already, So it should be clear, like, people are in excess, and what ain't gonna really matter, what never really mattered, what everything, what survival is truly gonna come down to. That's all about survival at this point, you know. But I ain't gonna say too much. It says, even so, the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Woe is me who will deliver me in those days. The Yahweh Shem Shah. That's why we are to seek him now more than ever before. A lot of people ain't living right. A lot of people don't have what they actually need. You see? So he said, let the wicked man forsake his thoughts. All right. But let me finish this though before I even move on. It says, but the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? See that? What you gonna do? You should already know. You should already know where the issues is gonna be, the drama gonna be at, the issues, who gonna have the issues, how people gonna have the issues, based off paying attention, watching, and getting diligent. You see what I'm saying? Who the Lord gonna have smoke with? What type of individuals gonna get took out? Who gonna have favor in that time? Who won't? As these times progress, and get even worse. But it says, behold. That's why it's all about being wise and knowing what the problem is and how a lot of people finna get got. And why the Lord will allow that. That's why it says knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Roughly paraphrasing Isaiah 33:6. So it says, behold, famine is the point, and plague, right? Tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. So you're gonna have a lot of people that just press on, carry on, right? When they wrong is two left shoes, continuously live wrong, continuously be headed in the wrong direction. You see, and the way they're gonna get got, they're gonna be doing things that doesn't even help them, that doesn't even make sense. They never gonna make that mends. And it's the word mends right here. The brother got it. It says amends, compensation, or redress for a wrongdoing. So You know, you got all type of ways you could do wrong. You know, you could be all type of ways of going about life. You could have the wrong stuff. You could be, you know what I'm saying, eating wrong, thinking wrong, living wrong, worshiping the wrong God, around the wrong people, you know, saying the wrong stuff, pushing the wrong message, you know, consuming the wrong, you know, food for thought, and, you know, being occupied in the wrong things, you know, to where you going to get got. All right. So, with all that being said, I can pretty much close it here. Second. So I ain't gonna put no more on the screen. And that's a lot of these people, bro. Okay. So anyway, I want to just get this one. This is what's that? Ephesians, not Ephesians, Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. People ain't doing that. These people is not prepared, man. You know, but you can't be worried about them. It should just make it clear on what you should be doing and not be doing. You know, I want to actually get this too because I quoted it. Go here. Get this will be my last one. I'm gonna close it. All right, this is this is a quick message. This is Isaiah 33 and 6. This is I'm gonna actually read it in the KJV and then I'm gonna read it in the GNT. All right. So it says, and I'm gonna start at 5. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is exalted, for he dwelleth on high. He has filled Zion with judgment and righteousness. See that? So he gave you the right way. He gave you the you know, the you know, the forecast, you know, what the weather gonna be. So you should be able to get dressed accordingly, you know. So I say that. You don't want to be out here slipping. I'm gonna get this in Revelation. Revelation 16 and 15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. You know, you're out here with your damn pants down, man. You already know the times we coming in. You know, coming in too. So you want to be out here completely ready to go. You know, uh, 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 in the right attire. You want to be dressed for the occasion of what's to come. And that's to say the least on that right now. But going back to Isaiah 33 and 5, it says, the Lord is exalted, for he dwelleth on high. He has filled Zion with judgment and righteousness, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. All right. So now I'm gonna read this in the GNT, same verse 6. It says, and gives, yeah, it says, I'm gonna start at 5. How great the Lord is. He rules over everything. He will fill Jerusalem with justice and integrity and give stability to the nation. He always protects his people and gives them wisdom. And gives them wisdom. See, and gives them wisdom and knowledge. Their greatest treasure is the reverence. Their greatest treasure is their reverence for the Lord. That's it. You know, better take this thing serious. So I'm gonna close out here. Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. Remember now the days of thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come nigh. So get on it, get ahead. nor the years while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. You know? So it says, actually read this. I'm gonna just read through. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened. See? Why you can still get a hold of making sense and getting in position. You can see the way you could do that, the knowledge, wisdom, understanding is out here, so forth and so on. Nor the clouds return after the rain. All right. Nor the clouds return after the rain. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves. Everybody gonna be jacked up out here, you know. From all types of tax brackets and beliefs and everything, man. Most of these people, you just see them, it says, and the grinder cease, people in the workforce. All right. Because there's a lot that you can say with this verse. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. While sitting at home like ain't nothing going on, and people that basically try to hold stuff down, when it comes to this place. People that's dealing with security, they gonna tremble, man. It says, and the strong men shall bow themselves. Everybody, how much whatever got, they don't got the right sense. They ain't, in the right thought, the right, the right wisdom. They not gonna make it. They're gonna submit to this. They're gonna, that's it. They're gonna be forced to submit. They're gonna give up the ghost. It says, and the grinders cease because they are few. Work gonna close down. It says, and those that look out the windows be darkened. You see that? So that's dealing with the times we in now. This government shutdown. Government might not come back. You never know. And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. There ain't nowhere to walk around. No way, ain't nothing open. People gonna be fucking somewhere hiding. It says, well, a lot of them gonna be dying in the same places they find themselves. And while others are gonna be dwelling securely based off which is the same places they wisely put themselves. They may have wisely put themselves. And that's what this is within this knowledge, was to understand and belief of Yahweh Shem Shah, and acting accordingly with it, to the best of your ability. It says, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Ain't gonna be no more, sound boxes and twerking in the street and all this madness going on. These motherfuckers gonna die, man. All right, so I'm gonna just end it. I'm gonna just end it there. I can go on and on, but that's basically the point. So you want to seek the Lord now, while he may be found. I'm gonna actually end it here because this one was on my mind the entire time. You want to get right or get got. All right, because you didn't make that amends. You ain't, you ain't stop making the wrong moves. You ain't start making the right moves. Make better moves. It says Sirach 17:25. So return unto the Lord, right, and forsake thy sins. Things that's against him and what he says is gonna happen, right, and make thy prayer before his face. That's the main thing. You want to be, calling on Yahweh Shem Shah more than ever before. Now you don't want to wait till then, because you definitely gonna have to do it then. So you already started now. So the Lord's already highly familiar with you than over anybody else. It says, and what? And offend less. Turn again to the Most High and turn away from iniquity, for he will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health. So if you was lacking, you've been damn near lukewarm, now's the time to get back hot. Now's the time to be hot. Now's the time. Hey, don't let no man take thy crown, man. You've been prepped for this. But it says, For he will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health and hate. And that's it. You're going to be on point. You're going to be good. It says, and hate thou abomination vehemently. All right. Have nothing to do with just off crap. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I'm gonna say call. I'm like, how about y'all shy with how Kakadash, boy, when you got some out of this. Again, now's the time to be seeking the Lord more than ever before. Get right or get got and get left. And none of us want that. So till next time, shalom.